Okay, guys, today's the Wednesday, the 9th of August. Um, okay, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. I need to document this stuff. Uh, let's see, where do I start? When I got the ability to ride again, okay, a week and a half ago, I've been riding ever since. It just flows right out of me, right onto this old laptop I'm using here. Until the other day, a couple days ago, 3 days ago, I think it was 3 days ago now, when I made the video on rehashing the my weird family dynamics, weird things that happened to me as a kid. When I went over, I did two videos that day. I think it was the one on the weird gory details of my childhood, and then it was the weird gory details of my childhood, and then rehashing my family dynamics and how all my family came into play in my childhood. Ever since I made that video, those two videos, I've had like a block. Okay. I've got a long one I've been working on, but it's like everything else that I've written has just flowed right out of me. And the one I've been working on the past 3 or 4 days it's been like work trying to get it out of here. So what I was assuming, and what I was assuming that it was I had a different phase of my healing to do now that I made the breakthrough with my writing. And I had done so many different things that I wanted to get out of me. There was another phase of my healing that I needed to address, and the one that kept on knocking at me in my subconscious was your child work. So calling out another part of my child and addressing that, and accepting him and loving him. So when I first did my child work, I don't know how long ago it was, 6 months ago, whenever it was, when I first started that, and I called that child out to, comfort and love that child. I've only been able to call one age out. At that time, I was, it was one age, and I don't know, I'd say about 4 or 5 years old. He peeked out from behind a door, and then I was able to, I was standing outside the room, and I was just rolling the ball back and forth to him. And I would just, I've called him out a few times, and I would just, tell him I love him, that he's accepted, that he's safe. I would roll the ball back and forth with him. But, I never understood what this child work was until my son was looking further into it. I was sending him videos, he was watching them. And anyways, just by talking, I guess, it's really hard, guys. I got sort of like it's almost like a block. So I'm trying to describe this as best as I can, because I got to get this out, because the worst thing I can do is just keep it in. And I'm having problems writing right now, so... And yesterday, my computer froze. I had to let the battery drain all night because I could not get into my computer to write. And because of the block, I was having a hard time. I couldn't even write on a notepad. So I got to get this stuff out. So it's almost like there was some kind of bamboozlement or trickery in my mind going on to where it was keeping me from addressing my child issue. Now, like I said, I've called him out several different times. And, it was just always the same scenario. So last night, knowing that there was definitely child work that needed to be done, I figured, well, I'm going to try actually walking into my house that I lived in Burke, Virginia, my townhouse. I'm going to try walking in there, walking up the stairs, taking the turn at the top of the stairs, going and calling him out from the room. So like starting the whole scenario like that. Well, I just got a weird feeling as soon as I, tried entering the house, like there was almost something, like I could feel something weird going on, Something didn't want me there, something was almost like trying to block my memory of what the house looked like inside. And I would get to the top of the stairs and turn, and it was almost like there was a energy field that was, stopping me from being able to do my child work. So I had to go through the process of going up the stairs and around the corner and going towards my bedroom door a few different times before finally I just like broke through that energy field, because it was like as soon as I turned that corner, that energy field was there and I was being stopped. So the last time I just went boom and just fought through that energy shield. I mean, just boom, right through it. And next thing I know, I was at my door, but I didn't want to scare my younger child that was inside. So, I'm standing outside the door and I'm calling him, and there's no answer, there's nothing. So I was like, something weird is going on. So I went inside my room, and as soon as I went inside my room, I was confronted with multiple, I'm going to call them aliens. They had big black, like oval shaped eyes, on bloop and bloop. Almost like a bug eyes. There were multiple ones of them all over the room. I was laying in my bed. So me and my brother had bunk beds. As soon as you go through the door, they were to the left. And I had the top bunk. And, these things were trying to intimidate me through fear. But I had a mission. I was going to rescue myself, and before I was there, I saw my young body laying there, prone on my back and not moving, and there was, at least 1, 2, or 3 of them. It was so hard to tell because my attention kept getting shifted, because they weren't making noise. They were telepathically, trying to divert my attention away, I guess, again, to try to scare me. But there was at least one, it seemed like the biggest one was on top of the bunk bed, over top of me, like, like, this is mine, This happened last night, guys. I did this work as I was falling asleep. I passed out after I did this work. I mean, I run the risk of sounding absolutely nuts right now, but like I said, I mean, this is what's happening. That I knew after doing those 2 videos 3 days ago, there was an immediate block put on me. I think I remember even putting in that video about how, I was being warned while I was writing that this is our little secret, that I wasn't supposed to talk about it. So, it's obviously important. whatever this is that I get this out. And so that, they were telepathically taking my attention and, trying to intimidate me and tell me, no, he belongs to us, he's ours, we own him, you can't have him. And things of that nature. And I saw like a spaceship, a damn what we would consider a UFO, the round UFOs with a light beaming down over my room. Like I got projected out of my room and I could see it up above my house, my townhouse, with the light coming down into my room. There was a door, a gateway that was open I think at the bottom, but it could have possibly been on the side of the UFO. And I just established, I was like, no, this is mine. You guys have done enough abuse. You guys have done enough, that this ends now, and I was just adamant about it. And eventually, through asserting my will, it was almost like either they could be there or I could be there, but it couldn't be both. So I just kept asserting my will, and before I knew it, they were gone, I believe. But see, it's very hard to remember, because it's almost 10:30 in the morning right now, and it's not that I was afraid to get out of bed. I've just, like, the past 3 days, it's just been very difficult to get out of bed. I felt like a hopelessness, like I don't want to be alive, like, why am I here? This is all worthless. It's all bullshit. There's no sense in me being here. There's no reason for me being here. So this is how I've woken up the past 3 days, and I've been dragging to get out of bed. I haven't had any work, so there was no purpose to get out to go to work. So it was just like I was just stuck in bed. I'd be awake and then I'd pass out, and then be awake and pass out. But I just had no motive, no reason, no drive to get out of bed. And throughout the day, like I said, I've been working on this one writing I've been doing, but in that writing is actually our job as parents is to protect children, which is funny. And it's sort of all over the place. So yeah, eventually it was, I don't know if they left the room. I just remember going up, to my body, because again, we were on a bunk bed like the one behind me, except for it had the rail. And I just remember standing at the rail, and the rail comes about this high, and I'm just looking at my body, and I'm, and it was almost like he was just scared to death, just laying there and didn't move, and I was just talking to him and telling him I love him and he's safe now and it's okay, and the horror is over, and then I passed out. So I'll be doing more of that child work. I'll definitely be going straight back in there tonight, whenever I feel I need to get right back in there and work on that some more, and I'll keep updated on that. But I just need to get that out because it's been like a huge thing on me. Like I said, my computer locked up yesterday on me out of the blue. My other vehicle went down. My insurance went up 70% this month, my vehicle insurance. So I had to go in there and deal with that yesterday. It was just like a whole bunch of weird things have been going on, weird energies. Like, I don't feel an energy in this house, more so I just feel an energy that was like almost like a block that was trying to be forced on me, that's been following me around. So I'm just making note of that. and hopefully I'll get another video out soon and get these blocks lifted, and I'll keep this updated.